שלום, פרופסור פיטר סטון, שנמצא בארץ במסגרת תוכנית פולברייט. אתה מאוניברסיטת טקסס שבאוסטין.
שלום איתי.
אנחנו נעבור לאנגלית.
כן, אני מצטער שקודם כל אני מצטער שאני לא יכול לדבר על המחקר שלי בעברית, אז כן.
רעיון הבא, פעם הבאה בעברית.
אני מקווה שכן.
Okay, so we're talking about artificial intelligence, about robots that practice artificial intelligence. How do you make it?
Well, so I focus on programming the robot. So there's actually several different parts to making a robot that can do artificial intelligence. First, you need to build the hardware. And in my lab, mainly we focus on taking robots that have been built by companies such as Sony or Aldebaran in France, and working on the programming, the software, the sensing the world. So taking the input from, for instance, cameras that are on the robots, trying to write the programs that allow them to understand the world that they're found in, and especially to try to learn to improve their performance over time.
You're talking about robot understand the world, but a robot is a machine. It understands plus and minus, 1 and 0. That's it. How can you program it that it can understand at the end?
So it's actually difficult to define what we mean by understand. There's nothing magic about what's inside of a robot or inside of a computer. It's a program that we write. But when I say that it's trying to understand, I mean that that we try to write the programs that will, for instance, on get the robots to learn to improve their performance. So you see here robots that are learning to walk faster. We wrote programs that allow them to try out different walks. They spread their legs apart, or they try moving them faster, and they notice for themselves whether that allowed them to move faster or slower. On the field that's marked there, there's a fixed distance, and they can time themselves with an internal clock to see whether the change they made to their walk made them walk faster or slower. And then they need to, and we write the program to allow them to generalize, to try to figure out how they should change the parameters of their walk so that they can try to move faster.
Well, here we can see robots actually playing soccer.
That's right.
And to what level did you have you achieved in your study, in your research? So do they actually play soccer? I mean,
they do. So I'm actually a part of...
What level? Israeli team? Because this is not, you know...
Well, so we actually say that I do research within the RoboCup Federation, the Robot Soccer World Cup, and the videos you see now show robots in several different of the leagues in the robot soccer competitions. These happen every year. And as you can see, they do play soccer. Things have progressed a lot in the 10 years that we've been doing this. These are not all my robots that are being shown in this video. There's people from around the world, including some of my colleagues here in Israel, that are participating in this. And we say that the goal is by the year 2050 to create a team of humanoid robots that can beat the best World Cup soccer team on a real outdoor soccer field. So we're still a far way from that. But they do, the robots already have gotten to the level that they can cooperate, they can think about being teammates.
They can cooperate with other robots.
That's right. That's right. So each robot is programmed by itself. So there's one robot that has a program on board, and it needs to think, should I be the one to go to the ball, or should I be playing defense, or should I be playing offense? And they have to work together as a team. So part of the research, it's called the field of multi-agent systems, is trying to get individual agents, they could be robots or computer programs, to cooperate with teammates or to work against adversaries.
Yeah, well, one can guess that humanoid robots playing soccer is not the goal of your research.
That's right.
So what do you think, and what kind of products, what implementations do you have in mind?
So we see robot soccer as a test bed domain, that if we can get robots to play soccer, a lot of other things will be possible. One of the things that I'm working on actively now is also cars that can drive themselves. So for instance, I participated in the DARPA Urban Challenge. This is a video from that. It's a video from inside of our car, which was a regular Isuzu 1999 Via-Cross SUV. And this video
has everything unless one very important thing, the driver.
That's right. There's no driver in this car. So this is a video from inside the car where there was no driver. It's now at an intersection, and it's waiting for its turn. It knows the rules of right-of-way. So there were cars that were there beforehand. It recognizes them, waits for them to go, but it knows that it has the right-of-way over the last car, and so it goes ahead of it. It doesn't wait for that. So it's programmed with the ability to sense the world, to see where there are other cars, and to actually drive itself.
This video was filmed in the US, yeah?
That's right.
Well, in the US, driving is easier what about driving in Cairo or in India? I mean, there you have much more things that influence your driving. This is what a human mind can do, and a robot software cannot. Do you think about this?
In fact, very much so. In fact, the idea of driving through intersections has been an inspiration for our work. Once cars can be fully autonomous, we believe that we're going to be able to get to the point where they can move through intersections much more efficiently without traffic signals. And there'll be a video of that as well that shows the cars able to communicate with one another, and as they approach the intersection, they are aware of exactly what space-time they have free. So here you see the cars that are going through.
That looks much like an Indian street, yeah?
And we've written the algorithms here, again, in multi-agent systems to collaborate so that there's guaranteed no collisions, but this is much more efficient than if there were red lights or green lights or stop signs. And we've done this by figuring out how the cars can... to write the algorithm that allows the cars to communicate with the intersection, to make sure that there's a free space and time for them to go through, and then to actually follow the reservation so that they'll be able to move through much more efficiently.
Do you have a deadline for the autonomous car?
No deadline. This is ongoing research. There's many people who are working on it, but it's something that actually, I mean, we have now a car that is autonomous. It's technologically, it's already feasible. It's still very expensive. So I think the thing that we're waiting for is to be able to make all the technology happen with consumer and production parts, so that it'll actually be affordable on cars that people buy. I do believe that in the near future, you'll be able to go out and buy a car that drives itself, and you'll be able to sit in the back seat and read the newspaper while it brings you to work.
Okay, hopefully it will be soon enough. Professor Peter Stone, thank you very much.
My pleasure.